So, I dropped into this town, then tried to talk to this blonde woman, get a bite to eat maybe. But she tells me Director D is waiting for me inside the headquarters. I wasn't entirely sure what she meant by that, but I can never say no to a pretty face. This type of behavior actually almost got me killed when I went on a Tinder date once. Anyway, when I got there, it seemed that everyone who became a spy needed to have parkour skills, because just getting to the director required me to jump from floor to floor. They didn't have stairs. They must have heard about me from 24 Karat Island. Maybe they were gonna stop Dr. Hare, but I got the job done first. So they made me an agent without having to give them a resume. I wish getting a job was this easy in 2025, is what I would say if I wasn't the CEO of OpenAI. Anyway, I talked to Big D himself, the head of operations. So check it. Big D tells me 3 of his spies were captured by a villain group before they could send info to headquarters. This group called themselves the Bald and Dangerous Organization. He gave me a decoder kit and said I'd need it to decipher messages. I tried to read the letters, but my glasses were out of date, so I went to the eyeglass store next door. I decided to take an eye exam, and I must have succeeded, cause he said he had a room upstairs and to meet him there. But instead of giving me the new prescriptions, he gave me a chameleon suit. I tried to get other stuff, but he told me they were just prototypes and they were all unstable. I pretended to leave and then put on the chameleon suit and tried to just take them. He somehow caught me. I got mad and took off the suit. But my pants were gone. I think the chameleon suit gets rid of whatever you had on your mid-half. The eye doctor knew this and he gave me another pair of pants and said, now imagine the side effects of the other prototypes you tried to steal. I just felt hella uncomfortable and left. I walk down Balding Avenue and this homeless veteran tells me he found evidence on one of the villains in the bistro. It took me a while to decode his message, but I figured it out. I needed his fingerprint to open a vault or something. I went inside the bistro and found the boss eating with a woman who looked like Taraji P. Henson, who was probably only on the date to keep her hair from the lasers in town. I tried to pretend to be a server, but he said he only trusts the chef. Lucky for me, the bistro was hiring, so I went to the head chef, gave him a firm handshake, and asked for a job. He told me that the sign was just for show.
Actually, I'm hiring my cousin, but legally, I have to let the government believe the job is open to everyone.
So anyway, I knocked him out with a frying pan, then pulled an Agent 47 and put him under the sink. Then I called an employee and asked him to come in. Mamma mia, I am so very sick. Come right away. Then I went to the head honcho's table and twerked to get their attention, establishing a sense of authority, like I really did belong in the restaurant. The boss showed me respect and trusted me to fill up his glass. I swear, I got some unwanted attention because one of the goons watched me walk away. Anyway, I knew I couldn't leave out the front door now that I had that dude watching me. So I jumped from the ceiling lights to the exit. I keep walking down the street and another veteran gives me a file he can't decode. It's a depressing sight. The VA has a lot to answer for. They should support the people who help them fight for the country. Anyway, I couldn't decode that shit either. It was just a letter glazing Big D. Anyway, I went to the other side of town and met Mr. Grouch himself. He said he had a message about where the kidnapped agent was. He was on the roof. But yeah, anyway, I knew I should have used the chameleon suit, but I'm built different, and I didn't want to steal people's pants because of the side effects of the suit. So I took a page from Agent 47 himself and tried to do this mission suit only, no disguises. I almost made it, but for some reason my mind was telling me no, and once I got all the way to the roof entrance, I put on the chameleon suit. It turns out, putting the suit on was a good idea, because these people had guard dogs, and they were big. I think all of them were mastiffs or something. Fluffy was the same height as me. I kept stopping even when I didn't need to. I wasn't scared of the bodyguard himself downstairs, I was scared he'd call out for Fluffy. Anyway, I made it to the safe and untied my coworker. He gave me a laser pen and a satellite clue. I took off the chameleon suit and stole the bodyguard's pants, shirt, and bandana to blend in when leaving. They saw through my disguise. I forgot being bald was important. I just ran away. I went all the way across town and I climbed this mansion with the security system. They must not pay their electric bill, because a lot of the window laser traps kept turning on and off. I climbed up all the way to the roof because I guessed that someone would be hidden there. These villains love their roofs. I used the laser pen to cut the bars on the windows. I untied the spy I found and he gave me a grappling bow tie and a clue. I went back to Balding Avenue and I just shot the bow tie into the sky. If I was going to find my last coworker, I knew I had to search above ground. I climbed a signal tower and found a dude on his lunch break, telling me to handle the rest of the job. I slid down the vent shaft and found myself in Little Shop of Horrors or something, with these man-eating plants and a cherry bomb tree. I don't know how this organization hasn't destroyed itself yet. I used the cherry bomb tree to break the cage open, hiding my coworker. She gave me ultravision goggles and the final satellite clue. Now that I could see lasers, I broke into BAD Control Center. Then I used the boss's cup for his fingerprint. Then I made light work of the platforms with my grappling hook. But I set off the security system. But luckily, Big D came to my rescue by lifting the cage off of me. I used the satellite clues to help me break into the computer system. Big D was a bit too excited to have the portal behind us open, so I followed him in. Big D, as it turns out, was bald and took off his toupee. He revealed it was his satellite that was removing people's hair, and he was going to use it to take away everyone's hair, which was already happening anyway. I guess he wanted to take off Taraji P. Henson's hair from the bistro too. Maybe she got a pass from the henchman and Director D. Didn't like that. All he really had to do was wait for the bald guys to take everyone's hair and shave that lady's hair himself or something. But I guess Big D doesn't think. Only takes advantage of you after building you up back at headquarters. But anyway, he sent his electric robots after me, and I made him short circuit with the big yellow orbs around the facility. The director didn't like that, so he tried to crush me with the spaceship thingy. He did crush me on the last attempt, but by that point, the ship was ruined. I took him back to headquarters and I put a cage on Big D and showed him off to the coworkers. Then I took his place and became the director. I led the spy agency for 2 years, but eventually it became too much for me. I had no idea what I was doing. I was unqualified for the job, and once I embezzled enough from the agency, I bounced and retired in this quiet town. But it didn't take too long for Adventure to find me. But if you want to hear about that story, of me traveling the world hunting for Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, and the Jersey Devil, you're gonna have to like and subscribe.